October dedicated to breast cancer awareness. It's also dedicated to vision care. This month we celebrated the White Cane Day. But not only white cane, we're going to learn about the smart white cane. What is that, you ask? Stay tuned. We're going to learn about all these things in just a little bit. We'll be right back.
Is a state-of-the-art facility with low vision specialists for all your vision needs. Our low vision rehabilitation specialists will accurately measure your visual capabilities and help you use it and more efficiently. Please call us today for a low vision evaluation at area code 516-200-3850 or stop by our local office located at 550 West Merrick Road, Suite 3, Valley Stream, New York, 11580. Do not assume your options are limited to surgery or glasses, and do not wait until you are legally blind to benefit from our services.
So we're coming back to the show Healthy Vision on the PCV.
Prince Center.
Eye Network. And this show focuses on eye care, healthy vision, and making sure that you can see and do your best. We touched on a few things. We just recently spoke about some good news that has come out for elderly patients that may be facing some type of vision loss or vision impairment. Dr. Prince, thanks for what you shared with us earlier. But as I mentioned, October is a month that highlights a lot of things for us to be aware of, right?
Yes.
So it's not only breast cancer awareness. We also had the white cane or the smart white cane. Can you tell me about that? Nowadays, everything is smart this, smart TV, smartphone, now a smart cane. What in the world is that?
Well, the smart can is just to show you all this country is about. You know, this is a country that's focused on human resources,
Okay.
and they need everybody, because before the white can is a tool. Most likely, people that lost the vision, or that visually impaired, or that's completely blind, or that have some form of vision, use to help them move like independently and safely. Now, as the same way, before, I remember when I used to be in high school, and I used to do like multiplication or addition or subtraction in my head, and soon the calculator is coming. We don't do that no more. And it's the same thing as the phone too. You used to use the
Yeah.
map quest to go everywhere where you go, and soon GPS come.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing, but you see, with the can that used to help them, feel where they're going, now they make it easy for them.
Okay.
With that smart can, and it's like a GPS that tells this patient, someone is if ahead of you, someone is there, there is a bump ahead of you, just go left, just go right. It's make the work more easy for them. Now, some of the young, because I have a lot of patients, a lot of them, the patient that have the opportunity to buy this smart can, that's very expensive, is not affordable for everyone. We hope whoever some soon so that may watch the show, we have a lot of young kids that would love to get experience it, and we don't have the economic power. It is what it is, but we may have to think about doing some form of activity, or anyone that's watching the show that think they can sponsor one of those young kids that's going to college, that need this that would love to experience it, stuff like that. We will welcome. They can always contact us. We could help them. But to go back to your question, is that the smart can, and it's a good thing. It's a
It
good
is
thing.
good. It is a good thing because life is all about motion and movement, right?
Yes.
So when you can't get around and you're just stuck in one place, there's no growth, there's no progress, there's no exchange of experience really
Yes.
with the
Mm-hmm.
outside world.
Mm-hmm.
So this smart cane is actually making it possible for people with vision issues to be involved more in the outside world.
Well, just yeah, but I'm glad you said more. They've been with the outside more, because a lot of us that have our vision, we think in our mind they are not living their life. They
Okay.
do. There is
Inform us about that.
yes, because and this is what we do in this show, because a lot of people that lost the vision, that doesn't mean
That life
they
is
are
over for them.
not only life is not over, they ego like you, because as you talk about October, October was in October that was a day, a there is October is a month where I guess Obama did call it a equality day, where people that lost the vision and people that have vision, they equal. There is no different, because a lot of these people, they can go to school like you, and like I do, whatever the same exam, because when I was in Salus, I have a couple of classmates that was completely blind.
Okay.
They took the same exam like me.
So they were able to take the exam in Braille or
Not really.
some. Okay.
But they take note with well, but some of them use laptop. They use computer, because this is the information we're going to, provide with a lot of people that doesn't have a chance, or that doesn't have the financial power or the opportunities, either by ignorance, their parent doesn't know or their family doesn't know where to go, because these people are able to get some program, because the same way you see the computer, any computer you have, they have program for people that have vision loss. And there is a law, even some people that try to get a cable. I don't want to keep talking about a lot of things, because when you ask me a question, I'm going to give you
You're
more.
going to give me the
More.
full range
Because
of information.
because some people may try to get cable, and they have low vision. Sometimes the washing dish they cannot see, or they would love to be able to read the letter in big characters, stuff like that. What they need to know, they can call the cable company and advise them they have vision loss, or if they ask them for a note, stuff like that, they need to get it from their eye care doctor.
Well, that makes sense because they are paying customers, right? And so I'm sure these cable companies would not want to lose any customers. So that's why they're willing to accommodate them.
But not only that, this is a law.
Okay, it's
Because
the law.
there is a law, because there is a law that it came out, communication supposed to be available for everyone. You can see a lot of company now, and they have those line for people that doesn't hear well,
Yes.
for people that have some vision issue. They have all form of communication or sign language, stuff like that. Or we right now we cannot we still looking for someone that's willing to volunteer at our show as we're talking, for people that cannot hear, that can only do sign language,
Okay.
that can volunteer and explain to the people that would love to watch in the show, to show it. We're still looking for someone, and it's not because we don't know. We're still aware of it. We're still looking for someone that can help us. You can see a lot of a show, they have someone do sign language. This is because you need to be able to get a lot of people understand what you're talking about, stuff like that. You can see, because there is a lot. I'm just showing you a lot of people, the way because you are not in the field, you may think they are not living their life. You can see, if you go to the doctor's office, if you go to to any hotel or restaurant, some of them, I will not say all of them, I don't want to lie to myself in the state of New York, but some of them will give you a menu that either have large point or either have Braille.
Okay.
If you go to the hotel, for sure, I would say most of the door of the hotel has sign or has
Yes,
Braille
I've
on them.
seen that before.
You walk in the press center, you can see that even in the elevator, each door has Braille on them, because we are a vision facility. People that lost the vision, they using the touch. They have to be able to communicate, and they have to be able to see where they are now.
Well, as you mentioned that, that reminds me of one situation where I went to visit my cousin out of town, and she said, okay, let's go to a nightclub. Let's go see what's happening in the town. I said, okay. And when we got there, the music was loud and there were a lot of people dancing and drinking. But we saw a group of people in particular, and they were all using sign language. And it was maybe a group of like 10 or 15 people, and they were all using it. And to me, that was so fascinating. But like you said, people that have shortcomings or handicaps or things, they still are out there living their lives. They get together with groups of people that are like them, and they enjoy life. And it was very interesting to see how everyone was able to communicate, because with my cousin and I, the music was so loud, we had to shout to speak to each other. But them, they just use their sign language.
Yes, but it's always great, that's your experience. But next time when you see them, you can involve in the conversation, and because there is a story, most likely, and our office manager was sending me today, like a fireman was doing a class for Halloween,
Okay.
for a bunch of kids. But in the middle of all these kids, there's one that was completely blind. But she was trying to be, because the other kids didn't even, the kids, they are not trained, they don't know, and she was left out. But after that, that was so meaningful. The fireman goes straight to the kids that visually impaired, and I said, do you want me to have a class for you? But now, what we try to do now, I know a lot of people get that experience and put it on Facebook, that's meaningful, is because we still doesn't know. But we want any place that take care kids, that doing those things. The kids that doesn't have vision, it's just a simple disability. This kid can sit down and learn in the middle with all the kids that have the full of vision, because they can learn. The only thing these kids need to be able to do, the parent need to, if you're in New York, get to Commission for the Blind, get a counselor, and they can give the kids a proper tool. The kids can be able to learn, that can adapt with the situation where they are. If you don't know where to go, if you call Press Center, we'll be able to guide you. Or you can call any state agency, because I know with the reason I talk about vision, I know they always welcome people for that. That's why I most likely talk about them. People may say this is not the only one, but I know vision, if you don't talk about we are not a state agency. We most likely do vision and like facility, but as for state agency that give free services is vision in the city.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of resources out there for people who have the need to have their vision assisted in some type of way. And thanks for letting us know about that. That ends this segment. We're going to take a break, and we'll be right back so we can get more information. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. That the month of October is a month that highlights a lot of points of awareness, especially for vision and for the visually impaired. We learned about the smart cane, the smart white cane. Is there anything else that you can share
Well,
with us?
what if we can take the whole afternoon because October. But to be honest with you, because me I'm a low vision gap specialist, I'm most likely focused on vision. Like you talk about the breast
Cancer
cancer
awareness.
awareness, this is something, and there is more some other a specialty if you're a lawyer or if you're whatever your profession, it's something.
Okay.
Each month means something because all these professions they do researches, and the goal is all to make things better. You understand? That's why all these day when we talk about December, the main organization, the American Academy of Ophthalmologists, the American Optometrists, all these big organization that get all that's oversee all the professional, they do a lot of research. That's why they come. October is not only about White Cane Day, it's Eye Safety Day too.
Eye
Safety
Safety
Day.
Day.
And as we talk Eye Safety Day, because the week is Home Eye Safety Day also, and is Contact Lens Safety Day also.
Wow.
You know, that's because, believe or not, this is Halloween Day also. Maybe that's
My
a
goodness.
lot of people may say, why Dr. Messi is talking about the Halloween Day. This is all Halloween Day also.
What does Halloween have to do with eye safety care?
Yeah, because during Halloween, this is a day like some of the bean company make a lot of money because
Yes, they do.
this is holiday and a lot of
Everybody wants to
business,
show
a lot
off.
of business, people take off and do party. This is the way that's the way the country is going. Now, in the same time too, this is a day where people, identify themselves with different type of a close
Characters.
character. Like as you see what's going now. If you, I was looking on the news, and as you will see in the show, that was a Russell Wilson. I don't know if you know, he's a football player, an NFL player, with his wife. They identified themselves as JC and Beyonce clothes for Halloween.
All
You understand?
right.
And a lot of people going crazy on Facebook, on the internet about this. But this is what they choose, but some other people identify themselves as with people that die already, people that was used to do good thing. You will see some people also use different eye, different color of eye, different form of contact, and that can show them look like in evil, whatever you call them, stuff like that. But now, what Halloween has to do, this is a day a lot of people use different form of contact lens. People put different type of product in the face that put chemical product that can go inside the eye. This is the people try to make them like I'm a big I'm not natural. I mean, some
Supernatural.
supernatural, and try
Yeah.
to block one eye, two eye. People get hurt, and now we don't want anyone. I said that to the previous show before. And Halloween is not there. We try to do that. We don't want anyone to just go to any store and just buy contact and put in their eye.
Because you
for
don't
Halloween.
know where they come from. You don't know
Yes.
what's in it.
Yes, it's best you talk to your doctor if you wear any contact and let them do the feeding, the correct prescription. Let them give it to you. And any place that don't require any prescription to get contact, this is law. Whatever we said here is law. You need a prescription to have it. Period. But most of these places, if you don't have the prescription, they're going to make sure, even you said you're a doctor, you're going to call the doctor's office and request the prescription for you. But
So, should someone go and get a prescription for a costume or for like something decorative, let's say if they want to have green eyes or cat eyes or something like that.
Yes.
Is that something that a doctor would give them a prescription for?
Yes, but because they can get any color they want, the doctor will do the proper fitting, a prescription that match with the eye. But that where risk injury will be less. The risk injury will be less, and that's where we as a eye care professional, I'm not doing any marketing for any contact lens company because we are not affiliated
With anyone in specific?
anyone, but what
Yeah.
our goals is to bring awareness, because we don't want any one of a patient. Last year we have like 3 or 4 patients that was hurt during that period, and
Because of Halloween dressing
yes,
up?
because these kids, when I said kids, teenager, and well, they are not even doing any feeding, see any doctor. They put the contact. Some of part of the structure of the eye were damaged.
Wow.
You know, these kids stay out of school for like 3 weeks before.
That is a very severe damage that
Yeah.
we would never think would happen from a playful holiday or something as light as Halloween.
Yeah, because that's why. But because if you do some more research, you will see there is a lot of case, and there is a lot of case that have been reported, by the government, by the police department, based on each state, stuff like that, that they get a lot of eye injury, and they even arrest some of those people that buy these type of contact from country with no license, and try to do all these things.
So, if somebody wants to get dressed up for Halloween and they want, contacts, how long in advance, how long before Halloween do they have to go see their eye care professional and get this thing ordered?
Okay, but you asked me, but you have to do it a few days ahead of, a few days before. Or
Would
you,
you say maybe like a week, 2 weeks? Like how
well,
long
I
does
would
it
say
take?
that 2-3 days, because most likely if you have if you have an eye doctor, if you already wear contact, you know your number. The only thing you don't know is, whatever the new contact you're going to use, if it's fit well for you, you can order it, but it's not you can order. You can sit down with your eye care provider and advise them what you try to do, and it's risk-free when it's better. Prevention is better. That's what we try to do. Now, if you never wear contact before, you can talk about a week. We can talk about 2 weeks. But someone that's used to wear contact, maybe 3 days, 4 days is enough for them, because they know they already know how to do it. The only thing they know, they may already know their number. They just need to get a prescription and get it to the right place.
Okay.
When I say to the right place that's legal, that have a licensed eye care provider, they know
Okay.
what to require. And I know, I don't know if you don't have other question, October is home safety month, because the research prove, a lot of people get injured at home.
In their own home.
Yes, because because this is a day during the holiday, some parent doesn't even let their kids go out, let them play home, buy them all kind of toy for Halloween, and get them dressed different way, and they get hurt.
Well, I do remember reading something that you sent me that said that they have to, if they do dress up, even if they're not putting contacts in their eyes, they have to make sure that the mask, if they're wearing a mask, that the vision is clear and
Yes.
open, so that their vision is not
It's not
obstructed.
obstructed.
Or if they're even wearing costumes and they're pretending to be some type of killer or something, that they don't have sharp objects
Yes.
on them
Yeah.
that would hurt either themselves or someone around them.
Yes, that's exactly what you said, but you give that advice. Lady may give you some good advice. Just take it. I should give it. That's very good.
That's the way it is. Well, thanks for this segment, and we're going to take a little break, and we'll be right back.
Okay, go ahead.
We are back, and you are watching Healthy Vision with me, Lady Nay, and Dr. Prince from the PCVI network. We've been discussing a lot of informative topics that help keep people's eye care at an optimal level, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
we want to be safe. You want to have your vision. Even if you don't have vision, you're saying that there are other ways in which you can see the world in your own way, whether if it's through Braille or through the smart cane. Well, it seems like Apple and the even the Android phone companies, they have added in new emojis that take into account people who have handicaps or special needs, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, what are some of these new emojis that they've added?
Well, basically they add like over 60.
Over 60.
Yeah, emoji. But just to let you know, in either Apple or Android phone, they've been the emoji is new, but they've been doing a lot for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
People that lost the vision, people that completely blind. The only difference is there is a lot of people that lost the vision. They still doesn't know if this type of device is available for them. If this type of program, even some, as I have a lot, I have a few patients usually that come to the office. Even they have iPhone, they don't even know
The
if they
features that are
the
on the phone
phone
that are
for them
created to help them.
to help them. The
Mm-hmm.
only thing they need to do, they can just let Apple know the visually impaired when they set the phone, they can set it for them.
Wow.
Now the emoji, to go to the emoji, they just add the can. We talk about the can. This is October.
Mm-hmm.
That's the can. They add the guide the dog the guide dog too.
Mm-hmm.
You can see a lot of people that lost the vision. They either use can
Mm-hmm.
or either they have a guide dog. They are walking, you know,
Mm-hmm.
together. They add them now. A lot of people may say, well, or they will be able to see this thing, to click on them,
To
to
use
see it.
them.
Remember, I said that to the previous show. When you talk about people with vision loss, some of them has some form of vision.
Mm-hmm.
The vision is not, like you said, as optimum level. You know,
Mm-hmm.
some of them has some form of vision. It's not a big vision. They can see it. Some
Mm-hmm.
of them doesn't have. For the one that doesn't have it, remember Apple created Siri.
Siri.
And
Wait, is that why Apple created Siri?
well, I will not
One of
say
the
that's right.
major reasons.
Well, they can talk to Apple. They can talk to the
Mm-hmm.
phone,
That's true.
and also there is some form of some other software they can download. They can download to the phone. When they touch it, they know where that talk to them whatever they are doing to
That's
the phone.
something I never considered before.
You
I
know.
never thought about it. I thought it was maybe for people when you're driving, you don't want to touch your phone, you know, or you can't dial. So while you're driving, you have your hands on the steering wheel and you say, "Siri, call mom, call dad." But that one feature has benefits for several groups of
Yeah,
people.
for everyone because you use it your own way, which is very good, and that's one of the feature. What I say there is a lot of more. It's not like we're doing. I would say that advertising for Apple, but there is more because did a lot of people know there is a lot of software that can help them even manage their blood pressure, the blood sugar, instead of has a piece of paper and has your kids writing it on for you or get a notebook. You can have it if you have specific software that can you just add the number that can tell you when your number high or not. Even some of the software can even communicate with the doctor's office, with your doctor, and even alert your doctor. You can send your doctor. Thing is getting more easy. You don't have to be very good in computer or very good in cell phone to do this thing. You need to get someone that can guide you. You will see how easy it is. It's more easy than you try to use specific thing because it tried to do things. Even when you talk about Braille on the computer today is some very specific program. Even on computer you can automatically do because there is a lot of going on. But hopefully people that watch the PCBI network, they will be able to expose them, and we will sometime, I guess, in doing the show, we will have some of the vendor coming in and with the new product, and that can present them.
Showcase what they have.
Yes, showcase what they have and what's available for a lot of people, that loves their vision, because our goal is healthy vision. Is tell you what's available. You should not be suffer and say I cannot read, and the only place I can go is going to over the counter, go to CVS or whatever place and get a reading glasses. There is more than that.
Okay. So can you tell us some of the ways that we can be safe at home, since October also highlights home safety vision?
Yes. First, the best way, whether you have your full vision, or whether you have some form of vision loss, whether you're completely blind, you have to make sure the lighting, it's very good. While a lot of people doesn't know, some people may say, I cannot stay when there is bright light. What you need to do is go to an eye care facility, let them do a light evaluation for you. They will tell you which type of power that match for you. We do that at the Print Center.
Oh, wow.
If you are not in Long Island, you want to know what type of light that match with your eye, we do this. We can do the light evaluation for you. That's one, because the light is very important. A lot of people sometimes cannot read, they cannot see. It's not because they have some issue. As you getting old, some of the structure inside the eyes start getting out. You might need more lighting, and that's one thing. The other thing too, try to avoid to put stuff. Try to clear space. Specifically, if you're a parent or if you have your kids that have some form of vision loss, make sure they know where is everything. Make sure you don't have all your furniture one place combined together. They can bump into them, and also make sure there is some. You don't put water on the floor. A lot of people can do. People can fail and to the step. Make sure the step is always clear. Nothing can prevent them, doesn't even see it, because sometimes if you have water on the floor, they may not be able to see it. And also, even I would say that if you know your parent is visually impaired or is getting old, if you're going to give them something, I would say even you're going to give them juice or coffee or some form of food, if they don't have no vision inside their home, make sure you always communicate with them. Don't try to hold their hand and try to think, in your mind you may think, well, they cannot do, they depend on me too much. No, you need to talk to them. And you can talk to them. I put this for you in front of you. You can say it. If they know the clock, you can say that I put it for you at 2 o'clock. I put it for you at 3 o'clock. You communicate with them, and you can say your fork is at this location. Your fork is at this, because if they don't see well. Or for some people that have some form of vision, you advise them instead of add some more contrast, what the contrast is, and instead of just give them something all white, you put some color with it. Okay. Like you see the clothes you have, and it is a very good color for us, because we're a low vision and blind facility, because the green color brings more contrast to the white shirt you have in between.
Look at that. That's a nice coincidence.
Stuff like that. No one can say they don't see the microphone black and your white shirt in the green color. There is more to do, because today, because it's October Safety Month, and we are at the end of October, we can talk about it more and more and more. As for kids, you already give some advice. If you give them toy to play, make sure they don't have any thing that can hurt them.
Oh yeah, no sharp
Yeah,
objects.
stuff like that.
I have a question about people watching television at night in
Mm-hmm.
their homes. Some people watch TV in a completely dark room, and I've heard about, you know, information that says that that is not the way to go, that there should always be some type of light present because with everything being dark and that bright light coming from the television, it may affect your vision. Is that true or is that just a myth?
Well, what I would say is if I see the environment, because what you said, it may be okay for some people, it may be not. But with in the world we live in, me as a low vision rehab specialist, I will always advise some people because in the TV you have what you have the blue violet light. You know, even when we talk about the blue violet light, there is two type of blue light. There is the blue turquoise in French, that's turquoise, and
Oh, turquoise.
yeah, that's good for the eye, that help you sleep. And there is the one that called the blue violet light that not good for the eye, that can damage the back of the retina. Now you need to have protection for the blue violet light, but the turquoise you need it to sleep, stuff like that. Now, if the person doesn't have any issue with in the eye
Yes.
and stuff like they are comfortable watching the TV, whichever the way they look at it, because I don't see the womb. Because what you say to me, I'm just thinking about glare.
Okay.
Because when you talk about the TV is on, there is a light. Some people has glare issue. You know, some people, some structure in back of the eye is start getting deteriorated. Like when I talk about the wood or the wood or the cone, you know, that can give them contrast, that can help them see the light. You know, if none of the structure is affected, the person is okay. If the light is on the TV on, I'm still see clear.
Okay.
You understand? I will not even push. But if the person is uncomfortable, the person cannot open the eye, the person has to move around, I will advise them to do adaptation, turn on the light, and or
To like diffuse that one bright
yes,
light
or
to
at
kind
the
of balance it out.
yes, or if there is windows closed and try to bring
The shade.
the shade down, stuff
Okay.
like that. Or if you cannot do that, if you're living with some, if you're not living by yourself, you know, you don't want to be the other person uncomfortable, get a cocoon lenses. You know, when I said cocoon lens, you can get in all lens. The reason I talk about the cocoon lens, because we have them at the press center.
So
You
everything
understand?
you mentioned, you can provide
Yes,
for the
because
viewers.
we use them. We know they're good because what you talk about the cocoon, people already have an answer. They call it the tweet lie. Like you can use it to drive in at night, to use at night, and to use in the day.
Okay.
You understand? And they have blue violet light protection on it. You know, well, there is no hard feeling for New Orleans because there is both of them in the market. But we've been using the cocoon because they're more, for us, for our patient, they're more advanced. You know, we have better experience with our patient with them. You know, and because I have people from left and right from the town calling, hey, and I need this cocoon, and some of them even think, can you provide us a new lens, a new cocoon lens? I said no, because we don't have that. You know, because people that educated know that's good. Because I have some doctor usually when they go for vacation, they just go to the sky all the way up, and they said I'm going up. I need a good sunglass protection
To protect their
their vision when they in the airplane, stuff like the private jet, they're going up, you know, stuff like that.
That light can really be bright because it's bouncing off the clouds and it's going straight into the
Yeah, but
airplane.
there is option for that.
Okay.
What you have to do, if you don't know, you just come to an eye care facility. Unfortunately, not all of them have it. Let them do a sun lens evaluation for you.
Okay.
You know, not all eye care facilities that have the equipment they're supposed to have, they will be able to do it for you 1, 2, 3. They don't have to try to use each lens, see if you see that, if you see that. There is true equipment. They just make you do, and you can get it done 1, 2, 3.
Okay. So this was very informative, and now I know that the whole watching TV in the dark thing, it depends on your ability to see, and
Yeah.
it depends on how that light affects you, because
Yeah.
it won't affect everyone the same way.
Yes, but I will always say it because we focus on prevention. I always say to my patient, you have to protect your vision. Whether you may have good vision today, tomorrow you don't have it. If you go into exposed to this, if you can get if some form of protection that can protect the blue violet light, you do it. Don't let it just stay. I don't want anyone, even when my parent didn't have to deal with this, they didn't know all these things.
Well, there wasn't so many lights and screens and camera and TV and all these things.
Yeah,
sometimes the good old days really were the good old days.
Yes.
All right. So with that being said, we're just going to take a little break once again, and we'll be back in just a little bit. Stay tuned with us.
Pour me danser puis toi Calé mon code mes amis pour me danser avec nèg yo. Si papi moi pral payer pour me danser puis toi aïe aïe. Ouete mon code mes amis pour me danser avec nèg yo. Nous yon rythme qui chauffé, mais trop son danse qui mêlé pas danser sans code. Mais trop son danse qui mêlé, gade qui j'en nèg yo chauffé à con danse pétrole. Allez dis mafia yo. Dans yo ouais à saison. Allez dire raciste yo. Songez l'histoire pas oublier yo. Oppressé, contre soldat yo. Oppressé, putain,
j'me connecte ça yo remet calé quoi. Quoi tout non men attend yo grand oui.
C'est tout.
Ou ça m'a fait yo fait dans Petro Caribé. Quoi tout non men attend yo Sean Mas. J'me connecte yo malgré la jeunesse. Quoi nous non men attend yo soulever tout level.
Achète Tony.
Oui. C'est nous-mêmes le taxé, pays ça abandonné. Tout ghetto yo a souffri, étité yo a victime. La jeunesse découragée, c'est ça fait yo tout a parti. Même plus la faute de chaque belle nommée. C'est bon de ce qui est passé, pas laisser parler, pas laisser parler. Relax, et vous pas voler, pas proposer.
Sociétaire, mettez millions à l'air pour chanter, vous me soutenir dans l'air.
So this concludes this episode of Healthy Vision on the PCVI Network. I'm so happy that you were here with us this evening. I'm happy that you learned, I hope you learned information today about the good news that's coming out with the hope for the elderly patients and their vision in terms of macular degenerative disease. Also, we talked about the emojis that are coming out for people with special needs. We talked about taking care of your eye safety at home, eye safety during Halloween. Guys, do not put any inferior products in your eyes because your vision is very, very important. So I want you to stay tuned with us. We will be here every Wednesday. No, we'll be here every Thursday from 8 to 9
Yes.
p.m. And I hope that you learn a lot from this show. Thank you so much for being with us, and we'll see you next time. I have been your host, Lady Nay, and I wish you a good night.
Souple, mandez pour moi si c'est ici qui c'est PCVI 550 West Merrick Road, Valley Stream, New York 11581. Nous traitons.
Oui, nous qu'a fait sa famille. Oui, nous qu'a fait sa amis. Oui, nous qu'a fait sa famille. Oui, nous qu'a fait ça.
C'est glauque comme fait nager. Ou qu'a traité?
Oui, nous qu'a fait sa famille. Oui, nous qu'a fait ça. Nous qu'a fait ouais.
Cataracte fait pas qu'à ouais qu'on sous qu'a traité.
Nous qu'a fait ça.
Depuis cycle la prend, m'pa ouais bien nager comme si ou tout. Tension j'aime toujours à monter descendre.
Nous qu'a fait ça.
Nous capables? Pas gros côté opération mouais. Qu'on y a là ou posséder pipi là bon.
Oui, nous qu'a fait
Reste
ça.
dans tout posé. La journée mouais. Depuis l'angélisme pas rien. Ou qu'a
Nous
traité?
qu'a fait ça. Nous qu'a fait ouais.
Depuis au monde devant moi, mosso m'pa un
Nous qu'a
mosso.
fait ça.
Comme si tout bon nous qu'a traité.
Nous qu'a fait ouais.
Eh ben nous même ça nous est ici.
Nous qu'a fait ça.
C'est vrai.
Nous qu'a fait ouais.
Bon ça nous y est depuis m'vini là. Ma point.
Téléphone nan c'est 516 238 50.